Hey guys, Diane Paula here. I'm also known as the post-grad coach if you've been following post-grad lessons for a while now. And I just wanted to record a little video for you because I always write blog posts and I wanted you to see, the girl behind the written words for a little bit and tell you about what I'm preparing behind the scenes and getting ready to launch. I know I've been posting about this thing called Tone Up Your Business, and I really wanted to delve in and tell you what it's about. But first, I want to start off by telling you I started off as a life coach, and there's nothing wrong with that. But now I'm starting to evolve more as a business coach. Does this mean I'm getting rid of my former identity as a life coach? No. But it just means that I'm defining myself as more than one attribute. And I think it's so important that we're able to do that when, we're understanding who we are and starting to form our brand identity. Because there's so many experts telling us all of these things and we should be building our lists and getting websites done and taking all these photos. But what is all of that good for if you don't know what kind of identity you're putting out there in the first place? I did that, and I was very ambitious and I put out a website a little bit too soon, but I got my feet wet and I started. But it wasn't the kind of brand I necessarily wanted to put out there. Post-grad adolescence is my baby, but I'm working on something much bigger behind the scenes because the work I do is a little bit, more than what I'm known for. So I'll keep that hush-hush for now, but I want to give you some tangible tips to take away from this video in preparation for what I'm doing for Tone Up Your Business. I'm basically helping people with, a bare bones business plan and a skeleton website who are really trying to make their business profitable, but they have no idea what they're doing because they don't know what kind of brand identity they have and they don't know how to market authentically, because the good types of businesses feel good when you put a message out there that connects with a certain type of people and you don't feel like you're selling. You just feel like you're having honest to God conversations with people. I don't sell. I just have conversations and I build relationships. It's not the way all coaches do it, but then again, I'm not your typical coach. I'm a life coach and I'm a business coach. I talk about life and I talk about business as if they're one and the same because we're all, remember, more than one attribute. So when it comes to your brand identity, I want to give you 5 tips today, on what to start doing, to start getting momentum built in your business. So if you have a pen and paper, I suggest you grab it and label 1 through 5. Number 1 is your who. That is the type of person you really want to work with. I mean, get inside their head. Pretend you're like a little bit of a detective and start thinking, okay, what kind of person will really excite me? If money wasn't an issue, who would I work with? Give them a name, give them, a childhood, a past. Like, start to play it up. What are their favorite magazines? What type of websites do they like to go on? Like, really make them interesting. And then the second thing I want you to write down is problem. Once you really start to get into this character's mindset and you really start to care for them, you might start to see maybe they didn't have such a good childhood. Maybe they came from some bad relationships. Maybe something happened that is causing them to have a real problem in their life. Just start jotting down notes. What is that problem? And then number 3 is the solution. Now this stuff comes later. You don't have to get this all right away, but number 3 is that thing that you can uniquely put your twist on it and help them solve their problem. So it's going in there, going into the muck of what they're dealing with and figuring out how you can use your talents, use your skills, use your assets, and trying to help them to solve that problem of theirs. Number 4, now this exercise is really helpful for when you get approached at networking events and get asked the dreaded question, what do you do? Because when you get this down, you will combine number 1, the who, and number 4, which is result. And that is what you will say from now on at networking events when you really get it down. Number 4 is what people don't talk about. It's the result that you help them achieve, because that's what people buy. That's what good business owners sell to people. Not transformations, not benefits of working with them, not the how-tos, but the result. The result sells itself. So a quick example, when I started coaching, I would go to networking events. I still had a 9 to 5 job at the time, but I was still struggling with both of those identities. So I would book it. I'm close to New York, 5 o'clock, hit it to the train. And during the day, I was a paralegal, and at night, I was the post-grad coach. And I'd go to these networking events, and that was my only identity. No one knew I had a full-time job because I owned it, and it was hard, but I did it. I did what I had to do. And at these events, what I first started out doing, because I didn't know any better, is I would say number 1 and number 5, which I will tell you in a minute. And I would say, hi, I'm a life coach, and I help you find your purpose. And people would be like, okay, that's nice. I don't know if I need to find my purpose. Or they'd be like, appetizers, I'll be right back. And that's not a good feeling. So I changed it up, and then I started to see the results I actually started to help people get. And I do put people on a path to ultimately quit their job if they're, working a full-time job. I teach them what I did and how to do it better and faster. So I started going to events, and I started changing up my talk. I would say, hi, I'm the post-grad coach, and I help you quit your job and be your own boss. People's body language started to shift after that. They started to lean in and be like, what do you do? Wait, hold on. I want to quit my job. How do you do that? Can you help me? And that is a result that I would say. It's not necessarily all of the stuff we end up doing when we work together, and there's so much more to that. But it was the one thing that they would walk away with that they wanted. So start to think of the tangible how-to steps you can get people when it comes to result. Number 5, that's the thing that I said that people walked away from. I help you find your purpose. That's what most people end up doing. 5 is benefits. Those are things that, come with just your natural ability when you're skilled at talking to people or working with people or whatever industry you're in. Those are, maybe you help people find their purpose. Maybe you help them gain confidence. Maybe you help them get less stressed, feel better about their lives. But those are intangible feelings, and even though they're great when you say those to people, they don't really grasp onto that as much as a tangible result. So this is all just some food for thought. You don't have to do it all now. It is a process, but this is to get you started. And these are some of the tools and tips that we're really going to be delving into and tone up your business. So if this sounds intriguing at all, if this helps you, get your brand identity honed in even a little bit more, and if you have any questions, I'm always available via email if you want to shoot me a message, postgrad@postgradalessons.com. But I just wanted to give you a tip on what some of the things are that's going to be covered in this new program I'm developing. So let me know in the comments. I'd love for you to post and tell me if you got some good stuff out of this. If you have any questions, if you got some light bulb moments, I would love that. Otherwise, the only thing I ask you to do is, if this worked and if you're interested in learning more about the other exercises I'm going to be covering and concepts and tone up your business when it comes to branding and marketing your business to get it where you want it to be and profitable, then I just ask you to pop your name and email down in the link I have below this video, so I could just start letting you know when Tone Up Your Business is getting ready. And I'm going to be doing some free trainings, some free video tutorials just like this, but to see those, you've got to pop in your name and email down below, because I really want to help you, start to get some tangible how-to steps in grasping what this thing is called business. Because if you're a creative soul like me, business isn't easy to come by. It was hard, but I'm on a total mission to help you find that intersection between, creative person and business person, to become a creative entrepreneur. Because at the end of the day, that's kind of what I am, and that's what I want to help everybody else, who's in that position I was in, where it's like, what the hell am I doing? I'm not making sense at networking events. My website doesn't make sense. I want to help you start to say, hey, this feels like me, this sounds like me, this is me, and I feel good talking about what I'm putting out there. So if that sounds good, I hope it does, pop in your name and email, and I'd love to talk to you. I'll be sending you some good stuff. Always hit me up with an email. Thanks so much for listening, and I look forward to seeing your name and hearing your comments and how everything went. All right, have an awesome day. Bye.